welcome to another I hope juicy episode of Banter Bit. We are on episode 3 now, I think,
Indeed.
of the second season. Listen, Androva got me revved up here. She is in a clicker mood here.
No, it's actually funny because usually when we start recording, we've been talking for an hour, 2 hours, we've been lumbering around. We hopped on this call and we immediately started pressing record. So,
Yeah, because we
the
keep
thoughts
making
are,
the mistake of getting all the energy out of us, and then we're like, hang on, we're supposed to be recording.
Yeah.
And then by the time we record, we burnt out, or at least I'm burnt out already. So I've got
kinda
nothing
tired.
to say. So
Yeah.
you're carrying the podcast, basically. So I think last week or whatever, I don't even think I said a single word. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know if I was talking. Whatever.
Yapper reporting for duty. Yeah.
Yep. We've also been experimenting with a few things for those who may have noticed. If you've been watching this on YouTube, we add gameplay to our podcast now as well. So in the first one, we played Hunt Showdown. The first trial, we recorded our podcast and then we played games after and sort of merged the two. So there is a noticeable difference in us recording first and adding gameplay to it versus us recording while gaming. Because the second episode, we were recording our podcast and playing Stardew Valley, and there was silence there was so much silence. Because we were fully immersed in the game. And that's part of why I don't do Twitch streaming anymore. It's because I can't play games and have discussions with people. I can't do the two. If I'm going to be talking to people, my game's going to be on pause. And if I'm deeply into a game, I'm going to be ignoring chat. So I think, yeah.
If we'd edited episode 2 the way we wanted to, the Stardew episode, whenever I was talking, I was standing still on the screen. I was midway through a task and then I just stopped so that I could remember to run my mouth. Because apparently talking takes all of my brain power. They're lying when they say women can multitask.
No, we can't. We failed.
Failed dismally, catastrophically.
But we're learning. You know what I mean? We're learning. So now we know we're going to stick to, I like the formula of us adding gameplay to our YouTube videos just to make it a little bit more exciting and that. Let me know what you think for those of you that are going to be watching this on YouTube. If you like sort of us adding gameplay to it, or if you'd like to see us back on camera again. Just personally, the reason why also I don't want to be back on camera. I've had this discussion with Androva, a few people. Actually, I am trying to move a little bit away from the camera. For those of you that don't know, I do have body dysmorphia. I have a lot of issues with my image and that. I'm just a lot more comfortable being an anonymous person behind the camera sort of thing. And I'm slowly trying to move in that direction. It doesn't necessarily mean I have self-esteem issues or anything, but I just don't like having my face all the time on the internet. It does get a bit draining. People are constantly commenting on the way you look. When I used to stream more regularly, the first thing people would say when they come into the stream is they'd make a comment on my appearance. It's usually positive, it's usually nice, but it's still unwarranted. It's still something that I didn't ask for. It makes you feel as if I dressed up today just to sort of make you feel appeased or whatever, even though I know that's not their intention. But it kind of doesn't make me feel good knowing that when I press play and someone's like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, why are you so beautiful, blah, blah, I'm like, this is not what I'm streaming for, and it just makes me self-conscious. So I just want to move away from that and kind of just be myself. And I feel like I can be a little bit more of myself when I am what do you call it, what are those anime profile pictures on Twitter where they've got the biggest balls because they're anonymous, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the energy we're bringing. For me, I'm just lazy. I want to be able to sit in my pajamas and record the podcast.
That too, hey. I feel like we also have the most fun when we are more comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't know. I could be sitting here with my cookout right now. You wouldn't know, but I'm comfortable. So I'm enjoying myself more in that. I don't have to spend the first 20 minutes setting up my camera anymore or having the lighting on. That was also another thing. So we can record now any time of day. We can record at night in the dark. We don't have to worry about setting up 20 lights anymore to get the lighting right on us and whatever.
No.
That already eliminates half of our time. So yeah, I'm really happy with this direction that we're going.
Yeah. No, same. It's comfy, it's cozy. We're unhinged as always. Slightly more unhinged now.
Unclipped.
Hey. Hey, the Duke is on. The Crocs are on.
The
I'm man spreading in my chair.
lekker. What is it? Not the Duke. I started wearing not do-rags. What are they?
A
Bonnets.
bonnet, yes.
Yeah, I started wearing bonnets. Can I tell you? I was watching a beauty YouTuber a couple of weeks ago, and she was raving about the benefits of castor oil for your hair, nails, lashes, skin,
What?
everything.
Have you tried it?
Basically, yes, it
And?
works. It works.
Oh,
It works.
what does
So
it
I've
do
been
though?
putting it. It's like everything.
Really?
Everything. Yeah, it helps with hair growth. So people put it on their lashes. They take like what is this? A spoolie? Not a spoolie. The wand from mascara. It's a
Yes,
spoolie,
yes.
right?
I don't know
They'll
what
dip
that's
it in
called.
some castor oil and they'll just apply to the lashes every day, and it actually makes your lashes grow longer and thicker. Like I didn't think my lashes could grow because I've got very small little thin lashes.
Yes.
And I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and I can actually see it's a little bit thicker. With
I'm
my
gonna try
hair
this.
as well, my hair is thicker as well. Before wash day, I only wash my hair once a week. So I will put a ton of castor oil in my hair, lather it in there, and then just put a bonnet over to, prevent the mess, because it's a very sticky, like
Yeah.
thick, sticky
Yeah.
thing. So I put a bonnet on my head and then I sleep with the bonnet on, and it's great.
I want to try
Love
that
it.
because I've wanted like I think I'm okay with my eyelashes. They're kind of thin, but obviously everybody would love like
Wispy,
you
long
blink
lashes.
you blink and a hurricane starts kind of thing, you know. And my brother has those, and I shout at my parents every time because I'm like, why did the genes go to the male side? Like, please help. Anyway,
Oh,
and
yeah.
my
No, it's great.
eyebrows.
Give it a try. Give it a try.
I'm gonna do it.
Also, I've heard that people use it for period pain. Like if you take a little bit and you rub it into your navel. I don't know. Like just Google it. Like you rub a little bit into your navel during that time of the month, and it like alleviates pain and stuff. Like it's
Listen,
also a
I'm
detox.
willing to
You
try
rub it all
anything.
over your body. It detoxes you. I don't know. Hey, this is like a miracle oil or whatever. But
The
yeah.
detox, I believe, because if you live in South Africa, you know how people be, I don't know, I know amongst the black community, like 3 times a year, people chug castor oil, and it sends, you're going to be on the bathroom for a couple of hours. You're going to be on the toilet for a couple hours because
Oh
it's
yeah.
flushing out your insides.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad tells us horror stories of how, as kids, like 3 times a year, like during school holidays, it's castor oil time, and it tastes horrible apparently as well.
Are you not talking about cod liver oil by any
Nope,
chance?
castor oil.
Damn.
I know. Never had it.
Tell your daddy's a victim.
No,
They made
it's
him take
shame.
stuff to actually shit his pants. That's wild. That's wild.
God bless. Oh. But yeah, episode 3 of season 2. We made it.
Yup.
We're actually releasing on a pretty decent schedule now. Okay, there's only 2 episodes out, but we've managed to keep them week after week. If all goes well, this will be episode 3 on the 20. No, it's not even the 20th. On the 4th, the 6th of May. It's May. Pinching a punch for the first of the month. It's not the first
Hang
today,
on.
though.
It's the first
It
today,
is the
right?
first today. Wait, that's why it's a public holiday. That's why we're sitting in the middle of a work day.
Happy Workers' Day. It is Workers' Day today.
And it's been such a good public holiday. I've been doing nothing. It's great. I did dishes. I did laundry. I played games. And now we're sitting here about to talk the fattest amount of shit.
Don't ask me what I did because I'm not sure.
You took a nap. That's what you told me.
I did take a nap before. Can I tell you? Because the weather's changing and stuff, us aunties, the moment the weather changes, like, ooh, time for soup.
Soup.
Yeah. It's soup time. Like, we go crazy with the little droplet of rain falls on us, and we're like, ooh, time to take out the soup. The gowns and whatever. Yeah. But I was very lazy today, and I was feeling a bit bougie, so I trialed a bunch of things from Woolworths. Like, I bought a bunch of soup packets from Woolies.
Hey.
Can I tell you? No. Let me tell you. They've got this thing. Okay, so those of you, if you're coughing every now and then, I'm recovering from a chest infection. Yeah, so you're gonna hear this gross chesty cough every now and then. I ordered biltong soup.
Hello?
Have you tried that? It's so good.
Really?
It is so good. I'm actually gonna open up the order.
Does it have bits on it?
Yeah,
does it have bits in it?
It's very fine. It's very fine.
Okay.
Let me pull up this order quickly. I added the dash delivery because I did not feel like leaving the house today. Away, 1st of May 2024, order details. Away, let me scroll down. 1 heat and eat mini garlic butter baguettes, the 4-pack one, because I was like, I'm having garlic baguettes with soup. Then I ordered a can. I've never done this before. I was feeling a little crazy. Mexican style bean and chicken soup, 400 grams in the can, right?
Yeah.
But because I have a problem, I couldn't stop there. Fresh biltong soup. Let me actually open up that one so I can tell you what is exactly in it if the description allows it.
That Mexican chicken and bean one, my mom makes in winter as well.
Oh,
yeah.
This thing serves two South African favorite fresh soup made with cream cheddar cheese and coriander.
Hey.
600 grams. It's really, really good. It's so creamy. And I was like, okay, I could do this. I've never, ever ordered soup before. Like, I always just make it. But I was like, I'm feeling bougie today and lazy. I also ordered minestrone soup, 250 grams.
Okay.
Butternut soup, 600 grams. Beef and lentil soup in a can, 400 grams. And then I got fresh custard with vanilla bean seeds and a banana cake loaf for like dessert later. But we were so full that we were like, okay. Yeah, so I went a little bit crazy with the soup orders there. The butternut is still in the fridge. I didn't open that, and the 2 cans are in the cupboard for like the rest of the week or whatever. But I was like, I'm going to try soups. Why not? Instead of just this for you. Do you order soup, or you rather you do it the old school way of actually just making it your damn self?
I also just make it my damn self. We had like some really weird cold weather like 3 weeks ago in Joburg, and it was raining as well. Like it was like coastal winter weather. And I sat and like I live alone, so I still struggle with like portion sizes for one person. But I made enough soup to feed a family of 5 twice. Butternut soup. I made Thai curry butternut soup, which is when you put like the coconut milk in it and you use Thai curry paste, like red curry paste. Oh, it was so good. And then I froze the rest of it. The rest of it fit into 2 yogurt tubs. So that's sitting in the freezer for when the cold weather hits again.
I love that though. When you freeze the food that you like, you keep for later. It's so convenient. Oh, I love for that.
And then I also made actually on Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday already. I made chicken pie. So
okay, now you're showing off.
No, I have to. Wife me. Thank you. Anyway.
No. I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring.
We have, my gran used to make the best chicken and mushroom pie. And I swear, I think since she's died 3 years ago, we have not had that pie. I don't have like memory of it. My mom can tell me if I'm wrong or not. So my mom was usually the one who made it because my gran lived in PE. And I was like, you know what? I've been listening for this pie for the longest time. Let me just make it. I tried my hand at it. So I was like, cool. Of course, again, cooking portions for one, not possible because it's this thing where you need to go boil a whole chicken and make a stock from it and, you know, shred the chicken, we put bacon in ours, cook the bacon, cook the mushrooms, you know, what. Anyway, I made this pie and I realized I had leftovers in my fridge that I needed to finish. So I told my brother, I was like, when you fetch, because my dad works really close to where I live. So I was like, when you fetch dad in the afternoon, come fetch the pie. I've made like supper. And my mom also hasn't done it because their oven no longer works. So my mom's been trying to like use the air fryer as an oven, and it's just, she's like, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
No.
I mean, it's fine, but it's a little bit, don't let Ruthie hear this, please. Ruthie and I have gotten into fights on Twitter over.
Oh no.
Yeah, people get crazy about this, but like, air fryer is great, but it's not big enough for half the things you actually want to do when it comes to like baking and that.
That's like problem number 1. Problem number 2 was my mom made a spanakopita, which is like you see them at Greek restaurants. They do samosas with feta and spinach in them. My mom makes a pie like that, and she did it last time. And the problem with the air fryer was like, it just, the heat doesn't like circulate all the way around like it should. So the bottom of the pie was soggy and like parts of the pastry were uncooked and stuff. So she was just like, yeah, well, guess I can't make pies and tarts anymore. I was like, hey.
Because people are going to get emotional about this. They really do. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. So I just want to disclose, I do love the air fryer. It's great. Especially if you want to reheat things. Because I'm not a fan of like liquidy things, like soups, for example, in the microwave is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like crisps like potato chips or
Or
pies, even.
chicken wings or ribs.
Reheating it in the microwave just doesn't slap.
No.
Like doing it in the air fryer, it feels like you bought it from scratch again. Like it's
Mm.
fresh. It just feels fresh again.
It's so good.
So love heating up
I
leftovers in
use,
the air fryer.
I don't have a microwave. So I've got my air fryer, my stove, and my oven. So like liquid stuff or like pasta, for example, I'll reheat in a pot. But when it comes to like, I'll even roast vegetables in my air fryer because sometimes it feels like, because sometimes I do manage portion management and it feels a bit much to put the whole oven on just to roast like one potato, you know? So rather like parboil it, stick it in the air fryer, deal with it that way. Then now put my oven on, wait for the oven to preheat, cool, 180, blah, blah, blah. Put a whole dish in the oven, like, you know, it just feels like a bit. And it's an electric oven as well. So like I'd rather use that electricity on the air fryer because it's going to be quicker. I don't have to worry about preheat times and whatever. But yeah, it's not for everything. It's not for everything. My mom did roast a whole chicken in their air fryer and like it was good. It was good. We had it for lunch. So it was literally the day the air fryer arrived. My mom was like, we're having roast chicken for supper. And she stuck the whole thing in the air fryer and she basted it and rotated it and everything. And I was like, okay. I think the air fryer even has like little rotisserie sticks as well.
That's a fancy air fryer. I'm sorry, our one doesn't have that.
No, mine just has a tray. Like, good luck, have fun.
Shout out to Double Scuff who toasts his bread in the air fryer as well. He doesn't have a
This
toaster.
is true. My mom does that now as well. So like the only beef I have with toast, like air fryer toast, is that it dries the bread throughout. And like what I love about the toast, like toasting bread normally is you get the crispy outside, but you still have the soft, fluffy inside, you know? But Double Scuff did also say he doesn't have a toaster and has no interest in getting one because he doesn't have toast that often. So,
fair.
You know.
That's fair.
Yeah. My mom, on the other hand, they literally have a toaster. My mom's issue is she likes her toast black. You know when you burn your toast, my mom will eat that. That's her favorite way to have. That's her favorite way to have toast.
No,
you know when, no, and she has it with marmalade as well. My mom eats no other jam except marmalade and like fig jam, I think. Anyway,
each to their own, I guess.
No, my mom's a crackhead, straight up. I've told her as well. I've told her as much as well. So
Auntie's gonna corner you after hearing this. But anyways, this is the type of tangents we go on before we press record, by the way. So this is the type of things we talk about before we hit record. We should probably get into gaming news.
Yes. Welcome to our world, but let's get back on track. So this week, I wanted to talk about something interesting. So talking about Double Scuffed. Somewhere like 2 months ago, he put a poll on Twitter. And this is the question he posed to whoever wants to vote in the poll was, serious question about the South African Twitch or content creation community. In terms of momentum and its ability to scale up and become more mainstream, do you think it has A, become monotonous, B, kind of died after COVID, or C, it's on an upward trajectory? So there were 53 votes that got consolidated on this poll, with majority, so 47% of people saying that the momentum kind of died after COVID. I was one of those, and then I thought about it afterwards, and we'll reflect on those thoughts. 30% of people said it's on an upward trajectory, and 22% said it's actually become kind of monotonous. And like, what then happened as well, which I loved, was this was all leading into Double Scuff started a new like series or like a new format for his morning streams where he hosted it like a radio talk show. So this was the question that he used for the first episode of this. And what he then ended up doing was taking voice notes, taking calls, all live on stream via WhatsApp and some very clever like plugins and what have you. And just like developing the discussion around it. So not looking for an argument, not looking for a fight, just genuinely trying to get a feel for what's happening, what people feel, what people think, etc., etc. And I mean, there were a good number of comments afterwards, like pretty lengthy threads and stuff that went on. But the main points in the response were, this is, I think, also going off of the fact that a lot of people think that South African content creation and I think it is gaming specific because a lot of the people that commented and voted are gamers like ourselves and other gaming content creators. But a lot of people ended up saying, like, the main points were creators don't think bigger than South Africa. And a lot of people think you need a global appeal to be successful. A lot of creators promote to other creators as opposed to promoting to an actual audience, which is a very important point because I resonate with that a lot because I think a lot of the time when we end up going and getting paid partnerships or doing gifted like reviews or whatever it is, a lot of the replies and a lot of the likes and interactions, a lot of the engagement on these posts is from just other creators within the scene. I don't think that's anybody's fault necessarily. I think that's honestly, I think that's just the way the community is and the nature of it, considering we all network with each other. We all hang around each other. We all, or most of us, want to support each other as well. And then the last point is that creators are simply not doing enough. Like, they're not putting their all into it. They're kind of just like, okay, I'm going to be a streamer now, which means all I have to do is sit in front of my PC and play games, and I'm going to amass a following like that, and I'm going to be like Ninja one day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always like a certain type of group that pop up when these conversations happen, which is why I usually don't get involved in it because it like irks me. And this particular group I'm talking about, whenever these discussions happen, that can be constructive, it can be pleasant, whatever.
Yeah.
Without fail, especially in the South African gaming context, you will get multiple people taking it as an opportunity to trash on the community.
Yes.
Look down, be condescending. And these are creatives themselves. And mind you, it's always from creatives that are not successful.
Yeah.
And I said what I said. It's always the people that aren't successful that's trashing on everyone, saying, the community's this and that. You've heard it all, right? So I don't even have to get into it. But we just won't get anywhere because of people's small mindsets and blah, blah, blah. And then you look at the person saying it and I'm like, but who are you? You don't even anyway. So what?
Yeah.
But it also doesn't surprise me that you're saying that because successful people wouldn't be commenting things like that. But anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Say what I said. So I don't typically get involved with these conversations because I get a little bit irked when I see people being so negative and unnecessary about these things. And if you open up that thread, you can see these types of comments, people trying to stir drama or just give their 2 cents that they're not really saying much. It's just an opportunity for them to be shady in some way. And it's like, okay, we get it. You hate the scene, so leave.
Yeah. And like amongst that same group, it's like the same people who are doing very mediocre work and will cry wolf and be like, I'm not growing. You guys, like, obviously my content must just be so bad that no one enjoys it. No one wants to like collaborate with me. No one knows who I am. And it's like, okay, what are you?
Oh, you want to be spicy today?
No, because explain to me how every few months there's always someone putting out a tweet or something going like, oh, I work so hard and I just can't break it, like no one sees how much work I'm putting in the background. And honestly, maybe it's time for me to quit now. And I mean, it was fun while it lasted. And to those of you that have found success here, like, good for you. But I guess we can't all be lucky like you are. And it's like, I'm not gonna deny. I think there is a good element of luck involved in success.
A very good element of luck involved.
Yeah, like right place, right time, knowing the right people, etc., etc. But being able to put, like, I think there is definitely intent behind that because you need to be putting yourselves in this situation where you can strike it lucky. It's not like someone is sitting unknown with 2 viewers in fuck off nowhere, and all of a sudden, like, I don't know, Mr. Beast lands in their chat and is like, yo, let's blow you up. Let's make this a big thing. It's like, it's character as well. It's like, who are you behind the screen? What makes you, and I hate saying it because but it is true. It's that whole, like, what sets you apart. As much as the reason I don't like that whole idea is because it's just, like, you've heard that saying, if you have an idea, 7 other people have it, right? But it's firstly, what sets you apart? And secondly, how well are you executing on what you do? And like I said, it's not like just sitting down behind a PC playing games and pumping out like awesome clips and hoping like that's what's going to get you to the top. Because how many thousands of other people are doing the same thing or are
Hmm.
capable of doing the same thing, you know?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate quickly because I
Yeah.
get why people are frustrated that
Yeah.
they're following a certain formula and it's not working for them, right?
Mm.
The harsh truth is they're following the formula that's working for someone else because that person already has either a foot in the door or they already have an advantage over you,
Yeah.
which is why the formula that they do that's working for them isn't going to necessarily work for you. For
Yeah.
example, if I'm some blue-eyed blonde woman,
Mm-hmm.
something that's going to work on a blue-eyed blonde woman is not necessarily going to work on a short little, you know, me colored girl or whatever.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
we're most likely not gonna have the same crowd. We're most likely not gonna have the same community or audience, even if we play the same games.
Yeah.
She's naturally gonna attract certain types of people to her streams. I'm naturally gonna attract certain types of people to my streams and my communities and that.
Mm.
And in her favor, she is still seen as the international standard for beauty and that.
Yes.
So she will naturally draw in more numbers. The algorithm will naturally favor her more. So we have to find other avenues in that works
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
The same formula for someone else will not work on you. You have to find what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people haven't found what worked for them. So they sit there and they're like, oh, I've been doing this for 7 years and, I'm not successful. I'm not this and that. And then whatever. I won't even get into that. But
Yeah.
the same formula doesn't work for everyone, which is why you shouldn't follow these step-by-step instructions or whatever. You kind of have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that research, that market research or whatever for what will work for your
And
specific demographic, for what you are playing, what your brand is about, whatever it is you're doing. You cannot just copy paste what someone else is doing and think it's going to work for you because it worked for them.
and that's like the important part behind it all as well, is like market research. And maybe it's not something you do from the start. Maybe you find your feet, you figure out like what you enjoy doing, what people enjoy seeing from you, and then you can dive deeper into it. And I think market research specifically, and market research sounds like such an official term, but it's
Mm.
literally doing a Google here and there, seeing what's trending with other creators who are similar to you, seeing what's trending in your area as well, which I think is so important as South African creators, because we're kind of, specifically in the gaming space, I think we're in a very unique position where there's not really a blueprint out there just yet. Sure, there's people that have found success, 100%. But the gaming, like, I don't want to say industry because it's not the industry, but the gaming content creation space is so open field right now, because we don't have, we don't have ninjas. We don't have like esports players that go on and win millions every single year, like you
Our
really
esports
can.
players aren't like international celebrities. They're
Exactly.
not.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
should
yeah.
be, but
Yeah, yeah,
they don't
yeah.
draw in crowds when they go and perform or whatever.
Exactly. Like you say the word tens, and like anybody who watches Valorant esports will be like, oh my gosh, yes, I know who that is, Or you mention like G2, T1, TSM, like those are names that people know. That's like world renowned, like global fame to some extent. But in South Africa, like we essentially all start as household names, like it's a grassroots. Okay, household names is the wrong thing because that's what like tens and all of them is, but it's very grassroots, it's very niche, where you say something like, you say bravado, you say ATK, whatever it may be. There's a very few people who are going to know what that is, but that's what also makes it so fun, is because it gives you the chance to reach out to an audience that previously hasn't been tapped into before and doesn't know, I think, what the standard should be. For sure, there's standards set internationally. Like, we're used to seeing international streamers, content creators, whatever, the kind of stuff they put out, the funny videos, the amazing clips of someone doing something so skillful in the game, or whatever it is. But we're not household names like that, where, you're going to go walk out into public and people are going to be like, oh my gosh, do you know who that is? Or where it can be easy for you to walk in public and do an IRL stream and anybody and who's anybody is going to flock to it, So there is a very deep amount of research that needs to be done, because we're a market with so little analytics in South Africa. And And that's just, I think that's also just because of the gateway to entry. And the fact that gaming is still a very new thing. Sure, it's been around for years. Lots of people are gamers, but the gaming industry is not as booming or as lucrative in South Africa as it is in the rest of the world. And we see this because there's how many like indie game companies that do run successful games in South Africa, but are still struggling. At the end of the day, there are our orgs who have players that play in their local tournaments and everything, but still struggle to make the break overseas, you know? And it's, there's something to be found in there. There's like a pot of gold or something in there. You can find a content niche within that, within a country that is still like undiscovered in regards to this. But
I'm so
yeah,
positive about all of this. Like, there's a lot of people that have a very negative outlook on all of this, but I feel like you can only go up from here. And I
literally.
genuinely, exactly, and I genuinely feel like it's fresh, it's new year. I
Uh-huh.
don't want to say it's new. I mean, it's been around for a long time, but the more people slowly discover gaming, streaming platforms like Twitch and that, like
Mm-hmm.
until
Mm-hmm.
every second neighbor in your area knows what Twitch is, then we still
Exactly.
are way far behind than the
Yeah.
international community.
Yeah.
And for now, we should capitalize on the fact that we are still fresh here and we're starting out
Mm-hmm.
early.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be a successful thing for us, but it will be for our kids one day, and that's
Yeah.
um so we really are laying the foundation right now in this
Yep.
country for like future gaming content creators
Yep.
and esports athletes in this country, because it will get massive and we will eventually get there.
For sure.
I just don't think in necessarily our generation.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what discourages so many people as well, is the fact that there's no easy solution to making it big. Or even if you do, if you are successful, it's nothing to be compared to global success, you know?
Mm,
And it's like when something is so new, it's like a startup business, it's like when you're an entrepreneur, you're starting your own business. What do they say? They say you'll probably only break even after your fifth year of trading or something silly like that. Like that's the general rule of thumb when starting a business. And it feels kind of the same for content creation. You're going to fall flat on your face. You're going to fail time and time. You're probably going to fail more than you succeed. But at the end of the day, it's all learning. And you do need a certain amount of resilience to get past that and see that success is on the horizon, you know? And just knowing how to measure your success as well. Because I think a lot of people measure success by, okay, but can I live off of this? Can I make this my main hustle? Is it paying the bills, etc., etc.? And that is understandable because that's what the world's taught us. You're only successful if you can have nice things and not worry about money, etc., etc. But I think there's a much less materialistic side of content creation in South Africa when it comes to success. And it's less of, am I making more money than the next person? And more of, am I creating new opportunities for the next person?
am I
Which a lot
making
of
an impact in
creators,
whatever it is that I'm doing?
exactly, which is what so many content creators here in South Africa don't understand. And it pisses me off to no end because it's still, people still have this idea that we're all competing with each other. To some extent, you are. Like, obviously, everybody wants to make money at the end of the day, but not understanding that a win for one person is a win for everybody in this case
Mm-hmm.
is hurting us more than it's helping us proceed. And I think until
I don't get
people,
that competing mindset, eh? Like, who are we competing with? For what?
I
If you're
don't
thinking about it
understand it.
in like a money perspective, then sure. Every time someone does a paid campaign, then I guess that is everyone competing with each other. But
Yeah,
if you're not here trying to live off of content creation, then you shouldn't be thinking like that.
yeah, yeah. And how
I
many
don't
people
think
are
like
living
that.
off of content creation?
There's a few.
There's a
There's a
few, but
few.
like of the vast majority, let's forget the outliers. Of those of us who are within the average, how many of us are actually competing to do this as a job? Like realistically, of sitting here every day trying to pay bills off of everything that we're doing, Like it feels like people are making it so much more cutthroat than it needs to be, you know? Um, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anyone as competition to me, honestly. Maybe that's
Hmm.
arrogant or whatever, but I have my own content. My content is unique in my own way. I don't feel necessarily threatened by anyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
If someone's doing paid campaign work, I'm like, that's amazing. Happy for you. I'm always curious about how they went about doing it. So I'd usually ask
Mm.
people, but I never see it as, oh, that person's doing paid campaign and I'm not, and blah, blah, blah. And I need to get in there and blah, blah. I
Yeah.
don't think like that.
Yeah.
um it's, I don't know, maybe if it was my primary source of income, then maybe I would see it as, trying to get my hand in that sort of honeypot as well.
Mm.
But I don't know,
Yeah.
like I'm not trying to do what everyone else is doing all the time as well.
Mm.
So
Mm. You've
it's just,
actually,
it's still funny to me that people still describe me as a streamer, and I'm like, streamer
yeah.
for what, when, where?
When was the last time you saw me stream?
Exactly.
Actually, you just made me think of something now. And it's gatekeeping. You just made me think of gatekeeping for a second.
Gaslight girl boss.
Gaslight,
Do we
gatekeep,
still have
girl,
gatekeepers?
boss.
I'm
No.
sure we
So
do.
actually, I was talking to another creator the other day. They asked me for some advice on creating a media kit and like how
Oh
you
yeah.
go about creating like your prices essentially for the services that you deliver and the
Yeah.
posts that you make. And they were like, okay, but like how do you approach brands? How have you gotten so much brand work? And I was like, listen, like a lot of it's like very rarely have I emailed somebody at a brand or at a marketing company and been like, hey, if you ever have work in the future, please let me know. I'd love to work with you, you know, because like it's,
Mm.
I don't know, cold calling like that, you need a different kind of like liver for that. I don't have the liver for that yet.
Same.
And I also think it's just very unsuccessful. And it's not because of what you're doing or anything. I really just think it's like people forget or they just don't care at the moment or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we were
It's
talking about that.
very. I'm just going to interrupt you for a second because I know I'm going to
Mm.
forget if I don't. But I'll use an example of why I don't think those types of things don't work. Cold warning and that as a creator is because brands get so many of that
Yeah.
they almost never did it.
Yeah.
I literally had, and I won't name the brand, but for the Femmes and Thems Invitational, I
Mm.
literally had a brand that was interested through a mutual that spoke to them, and they were
Yeah.
literally waiting for my message. And then we were going to take the discussions from there. But then I messaged them, and their knee jerk reaction, their immediate response was, sorry, we're not working with influencers right now. And I
Yes.
was like, Nani, I thought we were going to do a thing because I spoke to
Mm.
whatever. And I actually had to message this other creative and be like, this person just like told me now, like they're not interested. They just shut me down. And then they were like, what? I spoke to them the other day. They had to message the person, be like, hey, they reached out to you, but you were like, what's going on? And then that
Yeah.
person got a shock because they realized it was me. And they immediately messaged me and they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't read your message properly.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk on Monday, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
absolutely, cold calling don't work. They will almost always just like automatically shut you down, not because you're not, what's the word, compatible or relevant or whatever. It's just they get so many that it's almost like a blurb, an automatic blurb for them to just be like, no, no, thank you. Because when they are actually looking, they will usually just go and do the research themselves and whatever.
Yes.
On the rare occasion, and it also depends on how you pitch, because I know if Bam listens to this, he's probably going to strongly disagree with what we're saying.
Yeah.
It also comes down to how you pitch as well. So if you're going to do something eye-catching or whatever, then that might grab the attention for like the first 2 minutes. So whatever you say in the first 2 minutes of reading or whatever, if that's amazing, whatever, then it's going to work. But we're talking about you're going to send out 100 emails and maybe only one is going to be successful then.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
at the end, yeah.
It's literally like doing a job hunt where someone puts a LinkedIn post and they're like, we're hiring for this position. And thousands of people just send in their CV. And now someone has to sift through all of that, you know? It's like, yikes. I'd also be inundated and completely overwhelmed if this had to happen. But
Yep.
back on the gatekeeping. So I was talking to this person and they said, yeah, no, like, do you recommend like I email brands? I've been looking for some emails and it's so hard to find. And I was like, okay, well, firstly, a lot of the big brands or a lot of the brands that are like big in the gaming space don't really have like people stationed in South Africa. A lot of the time, all they do is end up outsourcing to local like marketing agencies or whatever it is. And then the marketing agencies do their research, find who they want and move on from there. And I was like, but something that I found that works, and a lot of the brand work I've gotten is through like word of mouth. So say you get approached by a brand and you're unable to do it, or they're looking for other creators, you'll recommend and you'll say, okay, cool, well, I know this chick Androva, you know, like she does similar things, she does this and that, here's her socials, I'd recommend getting into contact with her. And that's something I do a lot as well. When brands approach me, a good example is like when I'm unable to do the work that they're asking for, or it doesn't suit me, or I don't have the time, whatever it may be. I'll say, listen, sorry, I'm unable to accept right now, but here's a list of creators I can recommend. Here, their Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, like whatever you want. And I can send you their emails if you'd like me to. And they were like, oh my gosh, like that's really cool. People do that. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, sometimes if there's a brand I really want to work with, I'll find someone who has worked with them before and ask if they have an email address they can pass on for the person who contacted them for the job that they were working on originally. And he was like, oh, well, that's really cool. I actually tried that once and I approached this other creator who's been working with this brand that I want to work with, and they just wouldn't give me the email address. And I was like, to some extent, maybe I understand. Like, I also, one thing I'll never do is share phone numbers, or I'll ask the person in advance and I'll say, hey, listen, somebody would like to talk to you about X, Y, and Z. Can I send them your phone number? I feel like emails are quite similar, but less intrusive, because you can block an email, you can ignore an email. Like it's not in your personal space 24/7, you know? But I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand why, if someone comes to you and says, I see you've worked with this brand before, would you mind passing on like an email address or a website or something? Why your initial reaction would be like, yeah, like maybe, or like, no, actually, because what are you gaining by that from that? Are you threatened by the thought that someone else is now going to be able to benefit from what you've been benefiting from? Or are you scared of being replaced? If you're scared of being replaced, that's a different conversation entirely, you know, like go work on yourself, go work on your content so that you no longer have to fight those demons anymore. But that's something I do. Sometimes people are like I worked with Logitech during Rage at the end of last year, and I had a few people being like, hey, how did you get this? And I was like, oh, well, you know, I messaged, or no, I didn't message, but I got approached by them, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you'd like me to introduce you, I can, to the person who approached me. And I mean, that is also only something I'll offer to people whose content I resonate with and I think is good, because also it does reflect on you.
Exactly.
It reflects on you as a person, because just now I'm recommending like Joe Soap with 2 average viewers playing FPS games and who rages every other day, you know, like what does that say about me and the kind of company I keep,
Exactly.
you know?
That's why I was a bit of a side eye when you were saying what you were saying, because maybe this person that was speaking to you, they don't know that maybe they're actually not employable. Maybe the person they asked doesn't even like them or wouldn't personally recommend them.
Maybe that
that's
is
the
a
harsh
thing,
truth.
but I think the person was employable. So that's why I was just
I
like,
think so.
I had a bit of
Okay.
that's why I had a bit of a take back on it, because like they're really a decent creator. They have good content. They're humorous, you know. They're like one
Yeah.
of the top gaming creators on TikTok that we have.
Because
And
I don't gatekeep, but I personally would not recommend people that I think might make me look bad
yeah,
if they do go, if these people do go through with them and then they
yeah,
disappoint them in some way, but then I was the one that forwarded their name.
exactly.
You don't want to take that sort of risks on just anyone, right?
No, no.
So it's not about gatekeeping, but also you want to be careful with who you recommend to the people that you are working with as well, because that is a reflection of you as well.
I mean, to be honest, I think I would have the yes to just tell that person and say, listen, I don't feel comfortable recommending you for this for X, Y, and Z reason. You know, like if you want to chat about it, if you want to, I don't know, ask for tips or improvement or whatever, like my DMs are open, kind of a thing. But yeah, so.
But also, like, I typically recommend a lot of people for things. Just yesterday, I was asked to do some last minute Comic Con work. I think, Shem, I think a few people felt bad about my little tweet where I was like, actually, you know what? I noticed over the past couple of years, I've never had any paid work for Comic Con or Rage. It's quite interesting.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
wasn't me like, you know, womp crying, oh no,
Yeah,
I don't
woe
get
is
work,
me.
blah, blah, blah. It was just an observation. And then I had a few people message me and be like, oh, okay, you know, would you be interested in this and that? So yesterday I got a message and wanted me to do last minute job because someone fell ill,
Mm.
and I couldn't do it because I have an assignment due on Friday and I'm just like swamped at the moment. So I was
Yeah.
like, thank you so much. I can't. Do you need help finding someone to fill in quickly? And they were like, yes,
Yes.
please. And then I recommended someone, and that person's doing the job right now.
Let's go.
So personally, I'm not going to recommend someone that I don't think is going to do the job. I would have rather
Yeah.
just not recommended anyone at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very
That's
fussy with who I send through to brands and that, because
yeah.
the harsh truth is we've got a lot of people in this space, and it's not me
Mm.
talking bad about the scene or anything. I think it's a very young scene as well, and young people up. That's normal. That's fine. But we do have a lot of people that are still very unprofessional in the space.
Yes.
They are still very new. They're still learning and that, and you can't just put yourself out on the line for them,
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's actually talk about that. Something I considered for a while after, like, just looking at this poll, and after myself saying it kind of died after COVID, I realized what my thought process behind that was. And it's that essentially, like, there is, since I started, at least, which was 4 years ago, since I started in content creation, it has boomed here in South Africa. Gaming content creation specifically, I'm talking here. We've had a massive increase in the number of creators that are either on TikTok, on Twitch, on Instagram, whatever it may be, that are involved.
Yeah.
But what I think is, like, this pool has grown, but it's filled with piss. You know, that whole analogy. Let me explain.
Yo. Okay, cook.
No, so let me explain. It's like, it's the same thing that's happening, like, with developers right now. Is like, there's a lot of retrenchment that's happening in the development sector. And yeah, maybe part of it is AI. But what's happened is everybody's decided that it looks cool and it's something they want to do, and not realizing that there's actually work that needs to be put in behind it, and you need actual skill and actions to back your so-called passion for it. So what I think is, we've got, sure, the number of creators has grown, but the concentration of good creators has shrunk a whole lot in that. And I think we have, like, an oversaturation of mediocre creators. And I mean, this is not me, like, looking down on anybody. I rarely consider myself a good creator. You know, like, I stream because I enjoy it. I make content because I enjoy it. But I'm not going to go out there and be like, you know, yeah, I have the best camera setups and my editing skills are out of this world and my storytelling is second to none, you know. Like, I definitely have a list of things I can work on before I'd consider myself a good creator. But I think there's a lot of people that are sitting in a situation where they're not even considering these things. They're not even considering that improvements can be made. And they think that doing a cute little post here and there, you know, like, I don't know, I don't have examples, but I can stream 5 times a week and then I can put out a cool montage of these awesome shots I got in this game. And I'm now a good gaming content creator, you know? And it's like, is there anything more to you? Is there personality? Is there skill behind that? Is there any thought behind what you do? And I think that's the issue we're facing right now. And in some cases, it's people actually just half-assing it and not caring and not saying, I can coast along and I can do the bare minimum and get to the top. And sometimes it is just people feeling a little lost, you know, and not knowing how to improve, what they can do to improve. But, you know, there's resources online to help with that. You can ask people. I mean, feedback. I think Bum actually put out a post this week from his Patreon that feedback is the most valuable tool you have as a creator. And honestly, it is. And I mean, if someone comes here tomorrow and someone fucking comments under this podcast that I'm a shit person, I'm going to be like, cool, tell me what to do better. Because you also can't tell somebody they're being average, but not know what the problem is. You know, you can't point fingers, but not be able to pinpoint the actual issue. So yeah, I think there's a lot more thought and a lot more effort behind what creators do. than what people think. And I think that's why, cool, we've grown in number, but we haven't grown a whole lot in quality.
Again, like I said, the formula that works for someone else is not necessarily going to work for you. So
Mm-hmm.
if you do this and you're streaming 5 times a week and you're posting your gaming compilations on every platform you have and you're doing it consistently and now you're not noticing a growth, cool, go back to the drawing board. Just
Yeah.
because it's working for this person over there doesn't mean it's going to work for you unless you
Yeah.
look exactly like that person and you live in the same area as them,
And you
you
have the same
know,
personality as them and whatever.
and you have the same personalities and blah 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 blah, then that formula is not going to work for you because algorithms are weird. We all know this. One thing that makes someone go viral on TikTok, another person does it, it's not going to make them go viral either. It's just
Mm-hmm.
one of those things. It's stupid. It
Mm-hmm.
comes down to luck. It comes down to how good looking you are. It comes down to how charming you are. Are you
Yeah.
funny? Are you intelligent? Are you charismatic? Do you
Mm-hmm.
have video editing skills? If you don't have any of that, then what the do you expect is going to happen, fam?
Yeah.
You got to get
Yeah,
better in one of them. You
Yeah.
got to be good in at least one of them.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't like, there's courses online if you really feel lost about like video editing or whatever it may be, you know? There's an online course for freaking everything these days. A couple
Yeah.
YouTube videos, a couple TikTok searches, a couple Google searches, a few blog posts, and I promise you, you can take something out of the massive info that is out there in the world and you can find a way to make it work for you. It's just
No
about
one
putting in
wants
the effort to do that.
No one wants to hear this, but like, I'm going to be so deep now, but like, pretty privilege is a thing. If you're good looking, cool, milk it. It's going to be successful for you. If you're not so good looking, you're going to have to try other avenues. I'm sorry. You're going to have to,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, be skillful. You're
Yeah,
going to have
exactly.
to have something. Be skillful or be funny. Be good at this. Be good at that. Looks isn't everything, right? I do
Yeah.
believe that. But in the entertainment world, and streaming and content creation does fall under entertainment, looks does help a lot. Presenting yourself in a neat way, looking neat and tidy and presentable is so important. Unless, you know, go my route, where if you're not feeling yourself, just go the no cam route. And in that case, be really good at making videos, be really good at editing and that, have a good business acumen, and then you will be designed for success.
Yeah.
Like it will eventually happen for you. And if it's not happening for you, go back to the drawing board and be like, where am I lacking in which one of these categories?
Yeah.
And you're probably lacking in all of them. Just pick the easiest one and start working on that one, and then start going through the other categories as well as you go along. Cool. Let me be skilled in this. Cool. Let me work on being a little bit more charismatic. Blah, 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 blah. Like, are these things not obvious? Like, I don't understand. And the reason why I'm going on this rant is every single week on social media, I see someone complaining about why they're not successful or why they're not doing well. Or worse, guilting their audience about it. Oh my God, I can't stand that.
I have never seen that before, actually.
They're guilting their community or viewers and like, oh wow, you know, you guys have never supported me, and anyway, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I had a thought and I lost the thought because it was like leading on from this and I'm upset now, but whatever. But yeah, I mean,
we just went on a tangent there, but people
no,
do
it
be
was
complaining a lot. So.
it was part of the tangent, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, it's kind of just like, I guarantee you there is something you're able to do. You just need to give it time, patience, and a bit of effort to figure out what that is, you know? And I
be
mean,
honest with yourself. Like, if you're at something, you're at it, move on. Like,
it's, oh my gosh.
move
Something
on.
Tembi said as well is like, sometimes it's okay to give up on your dreams, you know? Sometimes you're not made for it. You're not built for it. Your skills lie elsewhere. Say f it, let it go, and move on, you know? Because it's also just not built for everybody.
Saying give up. We're not Tembi. Tembi is very problematic.
I mean, I think what he said was,
not
no,
Tembi.
I think what he said was sound advice. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think people should give up on their dreams. I just think they should be a little bit more realistic, realign or change the goalpost a little or whatever.
Yeah.
The only time I think you should completely give up on, you know, your dream or whatever is if it's impacting your life negatively.
Yes.
If it's now affecting your mental health, or you're ruining your relationships with the people around you and whatever.
Yeah.
But who are we if we're not trying to live for our goals and aspire for things and, you know, try and be more than that? Otherwise, we're just walking around being empty shells. I think it's so good to have goals and aspirations and whatever.
Yeah. And I think something else important to point out is that we're not talking to the hobbyists among us either. Because I think there are a good number of people within the content creation scene that are doing this because they just enjoy it. They have fun. They have people they can chat to online while playing games or play games with. And that's just what they want at the end of the day. You know, just a bit of company, just a bit of something to put out there. And that's fine. That's great. But if you're one of the people who's looking at this seriously and you're like, I can turn this into a hustle, I'm going to do brand deals, I'm going to make a name for myself, be realistic, stay humble, I don't know, and put in the work, damn it. I mean, like, I say that as someone who has been coasting by for so long. You actually just need to put in some work at a point. And it's going to hurt you, and it's going to take up so much of your time. And there might be a few things that crumble around you or suffer as a result. But as long as overall as a human, you're maintaining relationships, you're still pretty happy, keep on trying, and like you'll get there eventually, you know? There's no secret code that anybody has to solving this. You got to figure out the formula for yourself.
Do you want to, there was another poll that Double Scuff put out actually around working with brands.
Oh, let me go find it. Was this around the same time here? Was it this, entertainer or salesperson or both?
I think so.
Was it this one? As a viewer, do you consider an online entertainer to be more appealing if they're associated with products or brands or have a brand approval? Is it that one?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So 60%. Okay, so the question again. As a viewer, do you consider an online entertainer to be more appealing if they're associated with brands or with products or brands or have a brand approval? So 60% of people said the mode of income is irrelevant. 29% said they found it less appealing. And 10% said, yes, it actually legitimizes the creator or the entertainer. Oh my gosh.
It's quite an interesting one.
Yeah. Okay, wait, here's a spicy comment from Jess saying, I'm going to add my 2 cents here that people can't simultaneously consume or demand free content and chastise creators for taking brand deals. That is a pretty hectic one. That is a hectic one. Because, no, really. I mean, I think this falls into capitalist society. We're also in a consumer society.
Okay. And hashtag share the epic.
Hey, share the epic, guys.
Please wait, no, what was the thing? No, I'm going to roast you now. I'm going to use the opportunity to roast you. Let's talk about that Samsung campaign. Is the campaign over yet? Is it safe to talk about it?
I think it's done. I haven't posted in how long?
Because that Samsung campaign.
But actually, let's talk about brands quickly. Because this is going to lead on to what I was so riled up about in this week. Let's talk about brands quickly. Okay, and working with brands as a creator. Okay. Mm-hmm. Issue number 1 I have with the local scene. Brands want lure-worthy marketing and adverts from creators, but they don't want to put the money behind it. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use, and like, I'm done with it by now, you know, like I don't intend on doing anything like this in the future again. But Samsung that I did campaign work for them for 3 months. And let
me just tell them I've been roasting Androva about this campaign.
You and Byron. Every time I put out a tweet, I would get a DM from Rushka and Byron about, oh, is it Samsung Day again or something like that. So this was for the Galaxy S24 campaign. Now, I don't know if the campaign was masterminded by Samsung themselves or by an agency, because we dealt with an agency. Mm-hmm. And the issue I had with it was so firstly, we didn't have contracts. ? Okay. I think as a creator, if you're not working for a small business, having a contract is a must to protect yourself. Anyway, so we didn't have contracts. Secondly, I was added to a WhatsApp group with like 80 other content creators, influencers, whatever the heck you want to call them. I've got a very humble 2,000 following on Twitter. Okay, so this is going to be a Twitter campaign. Some of the creators in that group had up to hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter, on their other social media platforms. Anyway, we were all given a baseline cost, or what would you call it? We were all told a baseline for what we'd be earning for these 3 months. So the deal was, you're going to post on Twitter over 3 months. You're going to get 2,300 Rand per month for your postings. And I was like, okay, cool. Like that's not bad. That's like a tweet a week. Like I'll do a tweet a week for that. No.
Is it four? No, it's 4 months, right? You said
Yeah, that's 4 months. That's 4 months.
Okay.
I'll do 4 tweets a month for 2,500 Rand. That's doable for me, That's it makes sense, yes? I'm not going crazy here. That's like $500 a week. Cool.
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not what you usually charge, but
it's not what you'd want.
It's okay.
But I'll do it,
Yeah, some change in the pocket.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, I'm also a girl who wants money and nice things, Anyway, lo and behold, I was severely undercut because I think I ended up putting out like 60 different tweets over these 3 months, literally like one every 2 days. Anyway,
which was definitely created fatigue for the audience. By the way,
it created for everybody. It was the same as that Fanta campaign that we had on TikTok at the end of last year, that guess the flavor. Remember that? Anyway. So firstly, as a creator, you don't want to be creating brand fatigue or fatigue for your viewers, because that automatically leaves a bad taste in their mouth around your content altogether. Because even if you're posting other regular shit that people are enjoying amongst it, they know at some point this bomb's going to drop on them and it's going to be this boring, same old, unpalatable stuff. Exactly. Exactly. So that should have been the warning signs for me, was severely underpaid. Another thing, no creative freedom in this campaign. Like, it was kind of just like, this is what we want you to say today, kind of put it in your own words, and here's the media you need to use for it. Across 80 different creators, seeing the same image on Twitter every couple days, holy moly, even myself. Then the other issue I had was like, a lot of this campaign was, oh, can you guys post today? We haven't reached our targets that we wanted to reach yet. We haven't gotten the engagement we want. So just put out a tweet mentioning X, Y, and Z. Please remember to engage with others. Now, to me, that's false advertising, because in what world is Samsung going to put out a tweet or a product and then have reviews from only employees at Samsung? Like, does that make sense to you? And that was kind of what we were giving there, was you're being hired by Samsung to advertise this thing. Also remember to engage with everybody else's. And it's just like,
that was kind of giving follow for follow vibes.
Yes. It is. That's 100% what it is. Anyway, so let's talk about brands and the way that they undervalue creators here in South Africa. That's a good example, because firstly, there were no standards set out for what kind of content would be put out. It was kind of just like, you just need to tweet here and there, blah, blah, blah. Lo and behold, no, you need to be tweeting every other day. Secondly, it was the price point they put in it. With 2,000 followers on Twitter, if I was feeling undervalued then, how undervalued do you think creators with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands were feeling? Because they were being paid the same amount as I was. Another example of this, I got an email a couple months ago from a brand.
Wait, just hang on. Before we move on for Samsung, you forget to mention the important part there.
What was it?
Everyone was tweeting about this phone that no one had.
Oh, actually, damn.
Very important.
How did I forget? Another thing.
No one was given an S24, not even for a week to play around. So they were all just talking,
out of our
with vibes. Yeah.
Out of our huts.
So all like, Samsung 24 is amazing, blah, 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 here's all the features, but no one really can personally vouch for it, because you were not given the device.
No, and I honestly think they would have gotten more value out of that campaign if they'd taken 5 creators, given them the phone, and said, go make cool content with this. Because another thing that I think brands and marketing agencies don't understand is that as creators, we understand our audience a lot better than you do. I'm a gaming creator. Why the fuck do I want to be advertising the, I don't know, translation features on your phone? I'm not a travel creator. I'm not going to France today, China tomorrow, and South America the next day. You know, translation features don't matter to me. At some point, maybe it will, but that's not anything I can find to fit into my content niche at all. If you now want to tell me about mobile gaming, about the level of photography, about the audio on the device, or the cool like Bluetooth like tech accessories it's got, 100%. I can mix with that
as a streaming device, etc.
Exactly. That's something I can do, no problem. But you're asking me to show you that, like, oh, you can read a web page of recipes and translate it on the spot. Like, what am I? I cook for myself at home. I'm not doing cooking videos every other week, you know? So, you know, it's that ROI that's so dangerous to these brands, and the fact that we need to find a way to make money from this. And the easy way out of doing that is making sure we get 2 million engagements in the next week. And the easiest way to do that is to just get 100 different people to tweet the same thing, and eventually we'll reach that, you know, as opposed to let's get 5 really good people to do what they're good at, to do what they're comfortable with, and to really talk to the consumer. And I'm pretty sure, you know, that's going to work out better. So, yeah, that was an interesting one.
I made a tweet about this the other day, and it wasn't shade to you because you know I've been roasting you to your face about it.
I saw your tweet. It was yesterday.
About this. And it wasn't about the Samsung campaign, by the way. This is
a campaign
this is a campaign that I did.
I know what it is.
Yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
This is a supplement we're talking about. This is a nootropic.
Yeah.
And there's no way a brand's going to send me something that's supposed to supposedly increase your concentration levels. They even claim to improve your vision during the time or whatever. There's a lot of claims. Let me grab the thing right here because I am actually using it. But it elevates every facet of your mental gameplay, achieve unparalleled focus and enduring mental stamina, turbocharge your cognitive processing and maintain peak energy levels, bounce back quickly while safeguarding your vision, manage stress and mood effortlessly, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of things that this product claims to do, right? And if you're going to ask a influencer or whatever to vouch for this, review it, promote it, I would think that the first thing that a creator is going to do is they're going to try it. They're going to trial it out, right? And to trial something that is a supplement, you want to give it a couple of weeks, right? You don't just want to use it for a day and then you're like, okay, here's what happened, right?
Yeah.
In this case, maybe a day is actually fine, but I was like, no, I'm gonna trial it over 2 weeks, 2+ weeks, and then I'll probably be able to like give you my honest opinion on it. This is sort of a trade exchange. That's fine. They're not paying me, so. Also, I know Sam's got some strong opinions, which I agree with. A lot of people agree with on. Is it a review if it is paid? You know, are you actually giving your honest review on a product if you're being paid to do it?
Yeah.
So in my case, I wasn't being paid. It is just, it was something that was sent to me. They wanted my honest thoughts on it. Cool, 100%. Awesome. Took my time with the review. I posted it yesterday or the day after. Funny enough, this brand that they sent me, I do feel like it does increase concentration levels. I don't think it makes you a better gamer. Like, that's stupid. Nothing's going to make you a better gamer. But I'm definitely using this to like study and that when I need to focus and whatever. Because I do feel like it makes you concentrate a little bit more. I feel hyper-focused for about 2 hours. Anyway, I'm not going to go like into detail about that. My point is, I saw a couple of other creators that were given this campaign, and knowing them, they were probably paid for it. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw the paid partnership label on their socials, although I noticed that some people do add paid partnership there when they weren't necessarily paid for it. It's just something that they were partnered with, actually. I don't know. Have you ever used the paid partnership label, but you weren't actually paid? You just partnered with them, like a trade exchange?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, anyway, they had this paid partnership with this, which I'm assuming means they got paid for it, and they posted their reviews about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And if we were all sent these products around about the same time, then I'm going to assume that they didn't actually trial these products out properly before putting out a review.
Yeah.
recommending this to other people.
Yeah.
And that's just instant like respect lost from my side.
Mm-hmm.
You're really just taking money from brands, and you're really just willing to put anything out on your feed,
Yeah.
and telling people about how great this is and that is before even trying something out. And I just don't respect it. None of them also disclose that you need to consult a healthcare professional about these types of things. We're not.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. My
Okay.
point is, I just didn't respect the way it was done. I feel like you do need to trial these things out first before, selling it, essentially selling the products. If you're
Yeah.
going to promote a phone, you should at least be able to confidently say you have the phone and you've been playing
Yes.
around with it for a bit.
Yeah.
If you're going to be sent a supplement, you should at least try it out and honestly share your opinion about it before making bold claims. And you also, especially when it comes to these types of things, disclose that people need to consult a healthcare professional.
Yeah.
Because you can get into a lot of trouble if you don't do things like that. You do
Oh,
lose
yeah.
credibility,
Not
et
only
cetera, et
that,
cetera, et cetera.
but I'll go look for specifically what it is. But there's actually like what would you call it? There's an organization that overlooks influencer marketing and content creation marketing in South Africa. And if you feel like a product is being falsely advertised, you can report the creator for that. I learned this recently. People can lose credibility for it. But yeah. And I mean,
Okay.
it's a mistake I've made once and will never make again. I actually remember 2 years ago, I was approached by a brand to advertise a product of theirs. It was a TV. I was like, okay, cool. Like, it was Black Friday special. So I was like, this is awesome. Are you going to send me a demo unit? Like that kind of thing. They were like, no, but you can go to your local Hirsch's and test it out there. And I was like, are you serious? I must go walk into a furniture store and go watch the cute little demo what's at the... You're telling me I can't even hook my PC up to it? I can't plug a console into it and test it properly? And they were like, no, like you can go test out a demo unit. And I was like, I'm not going to review something like this that I literally have not touched. And you can't tell me like, no. So that was very amusing to me. But then I went and did the same thing again. So that's funny.
Sam commented, I'm actually going to read this tweet that I put out. Sam was like, tickle, for those of you wondering. Fun story, a couple of years ago, Mouse launched globally. There were none in the country, though, as ZA stock arrives later. One of the biggest ZA gaming sites at the time ran a full review on launch day when there was no stock in the country.
Hey! Hey!
It's crazy out here. It's crazy.
Wow.
You know what? One thing I will say, we're all allowed to make that mistake once or twice.
Just learn from it.
At some point, we should learn. We should know better, and try and not do it again. Okay.
Fool me once, shame on you.
I'm pretty sure I've done it before in the past as well. Like,
fool me twice, shame on me, right? That's the way it goes. So yeah, make the mistakes, move on. We learn. It's all learning for us because no one knows what we're doing. None of us know what we're doing. We're all learning along the way, and we're advising each other along the way as well. Can we talk about my favorite brand for this, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
It's tea time, y'all. Yeah. I actually really lust for tea, but it's okay. Okay, cool. We all know and love Comic-Con. Yes, Comic-Con Africa, Comic-Con Cape Town, yada, yada, yada. It's been happening since, I believe, 2018. However, or 2019, I cannot remember. However, our recent edition of StreamerCon has only happened over the last 2 years. Cool. We understand. When I think of Comic-Con, like from what I've seen internationally, I think of a place for the community to gather and get together and meet some of their favorite people, whether they're like A-star celebrities or your local cosplayer whose work you absolutely love, whatever it may be, which I thought we were going to get the chance to experience here in South Africa. And now when it comes to the A-list celebrity, we do get that. International cosplayers are flowing up as well. They get their moments in the spotlight too. However, let's talk about locals, because I think it's very funny to have something called StreamerCon or label something as Comic-Con Africa, but the local talent is lacking. And I don't mean lacking as in the talent is not good. I mean, it's in very small numbers. So last week, so Comic-Con Cape Town wrapped up today. Today was the last day, I believe. But Wednesday, 1st of May. It started last week, Friday. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday last week. I'm going to go look for it. But a lot of creators ended up pulling out of StreamerCon and the work that they were going to do there. I call it work it's work in inverted commas because it's not paid work. And this is why a lot of them pulled out. I'm looking for a very specific tweet from Glenn. I think that he actually might have just responded someone else's tweet. There we go. Nicholas did it as well. Nicholas ended up doing the same thing. Anyway, there was a mass exodus of creators from StreamerCon for the reason that Comic-Con Africa have been running StreamerCon for the last 2 years. But as far as I'm aware, and from the people I've spoken to, not a single one of the local content creators has been reimbursed for the work that they do at StreamerCon. Which I think a lot of us are okay for the first iteration of something. You know, if we're testing the waters, if we're trying to gauge what audience is going to be like, if there's an actual interest in it, I think a lot of us are actually okay to do it as a once-off free kind of thing because it's something fun for us as well. It's also a learning journey and experience for us.
However, I fault creators who want to do something for free because they want an opportunity to be able to say that they worked with this brand or that brand or whatever. We can't fault people for thinking about that.
Yeah. No, 100%. And why can't I find this tweet? Oh my gosh. Give me a second to find it because I can't talk and scroll through Twitter at the same time. Here we go. So here's Glenn's tweet. Out of respect for what is happening to other creators, I've formally pulled out of Comic-Con Cape Town. I was really excited about what I had planned along with the Rad Nibble Africa content, but some things are bigger than business. I really hope this leads to effective change and not just bashing. This is off of a tweet from Lady J saying, being a speaker at Comic-Con Africa used to get you a full multi-day ticket. Now it's only one ticket on the day you speak. I didn't buy any weekend tickets since I was told not to worry back in January already. Oh, and none of the content creators get promoted on socials or get paid. So this happened last year before Comic-Con Africa, which was in September. They asked a bunch. I think it happened in Cape Town as well. Rushka did it?
Yep.
Okay, it happened in Comic-Con Cape Town last year as well, which was in April last year, I think, where Comic-Con reached out to a bunch of creators in the scene and said, hi, we'd like to have you involved in some panels. Please let us know your availability, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Everybody says they're excited, blah, blah, blah. We get on a meeting. They tell us, no, don't worry about it. You guys will get the full week passes for Comic-Con. We'll give you a +1 ticket as well if you need it. Cool, fine, great. None of us have to worry about buying our own tickets. The only thing we have to worry about is getting ourselves there. I think it was literally like 2 weeks before Comic-Con. They sent us our tickets and everybody noticed they'd gotten single day passes for the day that they were being asked to speak at. So now there's an issue, of course, because you said I was going to be able to attend every single day, which for a lot of us is it feels like a bare minimum thing in response or in return for the work that we're going to be doing. Considering you're using our faces to promote this event, you're using our names to promote this event. Because, I mean, just think about how many people would love the chance to meet their favorite streamer or whatever it is, favorite cosplayer, whoever it may be, at an event like this. So you're using us for marketing, you're using us for content at the show, but you can't even do something as simple as this. Same thing happens this year. Lady J puts out a tweet, Glenn puts out a tweet, Nick says, very sad about this, but I've also come to this decision. I volunteered my time every year at Comic-Con as a show of goodwill to the community. And it has felt like what little compensation was given to us has degraded over the years, despite being asked to do more for it. So once again, we see another brand kind of taking advantage of creators. And the reason they're able to do this every single time, I think, is firstly because we don't really speak up on it. We have now. And secondly, there are always going to be some creators who, for whatever reason, will still jump at an opportunity like this. And what happens is once one of us gets undersold, it's going to happen to the rest of us. And I think we'll be unable to get to a point where everybody gets what they deserve if a few people are not able to say no when it's necessary to say no. So yeah, it's a really interesting situation because as well, I think, that's another conversation for another day. Never mind. I'm not going to go into other beef. But yeah, there's this constant trend of brands approaching creators, asking for the world, literally, and more, but not being able to put money behind it or put something of worth behind it. And I don't know if we'll see a time anytime soon where this stops, because I think at the end of it, brands know how desperate creators are to make money. I mean, we live in Cyril's economy. It's not a friendly economy. And I honestly think that is being taken advantage of at the end of the day. And I mean, if you really, really need that money or you really, really want to work with that brand, a lot of people will say yes just for that opportunity, regardless of the consequences it might have later on. I don't know if you have anything to add, Rushka.
I'm going to be honest with you. I zoned out. God.
No?
You have every right to swear me out right now.
Thank you for joining us for episode 3 of Banter Bit. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You went on a tangent, and I'm not going to lie, I clocked out at our 1 hour, 10-minute mark. When I edit this, I'm going to listen to everything, and I'm going to probably agree with you.
You zoned out 12 minutes ago. Have I been talking for that long?
Fam.
You must also stop me.
Why? It's cute.
Okay.
I get to sip my coffee. I get to breathe a little bit. You get a little passionate there about whatever it is you were speaking on. I'm like, cook. Let her cook.
Whatever it is you were speaking about.
Whatever. I'm not reading all of that. But I'm happy for you. Or sorry. You know what I mean? That beat.
Yes, guys.
If someone could clap me right now. Now.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. Guys. Our podcast, by the way.
Ooh.
Anyway, I said what I said. I stand by what I said. Rushka stands by what I said. I'm putting words in her mouth now.
Yeah. I back her up. I support Androva's rights and her wrongs.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
A dangerous friend to have. Anyway, It has been a while. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing my voice specifically. Rushka, any closing remarks, or have you said your bit?
Nah, thank you, and for tech.